If you're thinking about moving to Greenville, South Carolina, and you have kids and you want to hear from another parent's perspective, that's what this video is all about. So my wife and I have two boys. We have one that's almost 4 and one that's 1.5 years as of me filming this. We actually relocated to Greenville ourselves because we wanted to be in a family environment like Greenville. We just really loved it and it was a perfect place for us. I'm originally from a small town in South Carolina, but I lived in the Midwest and a few other places, and we ultimately decided to make Greenville home several years ago. My wife is from Pennsylvania, and so we kind of blended our experiences to find the place that made the most sense for us. When we think about Greenville and what we really appreciate and what we like is that there's so many things to do with our kids. There's so many things to do at all different ages. One of the first things I'll have to mention is the Children's Museum. We just really love that there's plenty of things for both of our boys to do, even though they're at different ages and phases of life. Second thing, we love the zoo here. It's really walkable. There's a park that's right outside of it. It is just a great place. They do several different events there, like Boo at the Zoo during Halloween. They'll do Christmas lights. So it just always is fresh and it's different, and it really caters towards that family-friendly environment. Another thing I got to mention is all the outdoor activities that we have here. We have so many parks that are nearby, and we also have a state park, which is Paris Mountain. It caters to all age ranges. There's kayaking, hiking, mountain biking, and everything you can think of. So just really whatever you're looking for, you can really find it here, which we find really amazing. There's so many things to do, whether it's a festival, a seasonal parade, a farmer's market, no matter what the season or time frame of the year is, and depending on what your interests are as a family, you'll find something that will definitely speak to your needs. Greenville also has several water parks that are in the area, which is just really great during the summer season. There's actually 7 water parks within Greenville County, just making it to wherever you live in the area really accessible to find a water park near you, which you'll absolutely love during the summer months. Another thing that was really important for us to find was strong school systems. When you look at the ratings, Greenville County tends to be rated as one of the best in the entire state. Something else that was really important to us was to develop a community wherever we lived. We visited Greenville several times and we just always felt like it was home. We met new people and everyone was really friendly, and we just felt like we instantly connected with the city and with the people that lived here. Something that was really important for our family was the climate and the weather. We didn't want to be in a place where it was dark and cloudy all the time or where there was a lot of snow. That was just something that I wasn't accustomed to. I lived in the Midwest for a while and experienced some of that, and it just wasn't for me. So I really wanted to see more sunshine. I wanted to be able to go outdoors all 12 months of the year. And for my wife, she's used to 4 seasons. She's used to seeing the fall with the leaves changing. She wants to have a little bit of a winter where she can put a coat on. And Greenville really offered the best of both worlds for us. We get all 4 seasons. We have a pretty mild winter where we might get 1 to 2 snowfalls a year, if any at all. It doesn't get into the low 30s and below that very often. So it's just a really great temperature. The summers are still warm and humid, but the rest of the season, the humidity dies down because of the mountains compared to the rest of the state. So it just really was the perfect blend of everything we were looking for. Another thing that we really wanted to factor in is the hurricanes. You know, being in South Carolina, being near the coast, we actually both lived in Charleston and we loved it there. It's an amazing city. But we just kind of got tired of the flooding downtown and having to evacuate for hurricanes. And we just didn't know if that was the environment that we wanted to bring our kids into. So that was a big part of our move as well. If you're a family that really loves to be in nature, I've mentioned the parks already. There are several other things I think you might want to know about. First, I really should talk about the downtown. It is already set in nature, which makes it really unique, makes it really beautiful, which is in and of itself a great reason for moving to the area. But it's great for nature lovers. It connects to the Swamp Rabbit Trail, which is one of the best rails to trail systems in the entire country. I hear that all the time from people that are moving here, how much they love the Swamp Rabbit Trail. If you're really into biking, there's a huge biking community here, several different bike shops, there's tons of trails, there's places to go, and it just has a beautiful scene and setting for doing that. When we think about hiking, there are several mountains that are nearby, so you've got a really great opportunity for that. There's lots of lakes, there's several great golf courses, so whatever it is that you're into in the outdoors, you can likely find it here in Greenville. And the great thing is, you can pretty much get outdoors all 12 months of the year. If it's not raining, typically it does get a little cold sometimes in the winter, but outside of that, there's a lot of sunshine and it makes it really easy to get outdoors. I can go on and on about all the amazing things that we love about living in Greenville. I decided to look for some comments on the internet to get other people's perspectives so it's not just me, and also I can make sure that I don't miss anything. So there's a few comments that I found that I think might be useful for you. In this comment, they say that Greenville may be the best city in the entire state of South Carolina for a young family. They reference all the many reasons, several of which I've already talked about in this video, of what makes Greenville so special. There were a few things in this comment that I didn't mention that I think would be really important for you to know. They mentioned several great universities. They talk about the employment opportunities that are here, which is true. Greenville does have several Fortune 500 companies, some medium and small businesses in a lot of different sectors and industries. So there's a lot of great opportunities for employment. When they mentioned a pro and a con, they talked about the weather. They talked about how you're not likely to get hit by hurricanes, which I referenced already, but then they also mentioned the warmer summers, which is true. It is going to be hot and humid in the summer. If that's something you're not accustomed to, that is something that will take a little bit of time to get used to. Another comment here basically just said the same thing. It's a great place for kids of all ages to live because there's so many things for them to do, which I think is just great for everyone to be able to see, just to validate some of the things I've been sharing with you. And this last comment here I thought was super helpful. There were several things in here that I didn't reference that I think would be great for you to know. Some other things that were referenced in this comment is the relatively low cost of living. You know, when you compare Greenville to the national average, it is more affordable. Housing tends to be a big category where people save a lot of money compared to where they're coming from. They also mentioned the science centers, the libraries, the museums. There's also a really phenomenal art scene that's here in Greenville as well. The last part of his first reason, he mentions living 10 to 15 minutes from downtown Greenville. I do find that most people live less than 30 minutes to downtown Greenville, which is just really awesome and incredible to live and housing that is below the national average and be so close to one of the top 10 downtowns in the entire world. He mentions being an entrepreneur and being in a business environment and how he found a lot of great connections. I found that myself. I'm also a business owner. I'm connected to a lot of other great business people, and it's such a giving community. Greenville's such a friendly place in general that makes it really awesome. They allow you to connect with people and learn from other people in even different industries. In his last point, he mentions that he loves good food and drinks. I also love good food and drinks. I actually have a list. If you want to email us, we can send over our relocation guide with some of the best restaurants in the area. I also did another video on top restaurants, but those are both out there as resources for you. So I won't share all the ones that he went through in his particular comment, but just know there are so many great places to eat. There's so many different types of cuisine here. There's over 200 different restaurants that are just in the downtown Greenville area. So no matter what it is that you like, you will find something that you'll really love and enjoy here. There you have it. So many phenomenal reasons, and so many reasons I'm sure I didn't even cover in this video of why Greenville is so amazing to live in as a family. If you've got any questions, just go ahead and email us or drop a comment down below. We'd love to hear from you.